Yo! Welcome back to Semen Retention. I hope all my brothers out there are still holding on to their seed. I'm telling you guys, I'm not just saying this every single time because I'm some broken record that just repeats himself. No. It's not what I do. I'm saying it for all urgency. Yeah, that's right. This is an urgent matter. You have to hold on to your seed. It's literally life or death. I just had an hour conversation with one of my mates. We're just talking about the decay. Have you noticed just how sick and defeated and depleted all these people are looking? Have you noticed how low vibe all these people around you are looking? Have you noticed how perverted people are? Have you noticed how depressed and slow people are? Like they're just sculpted into this kind of low frequency. And they've always got to look externally for something for themselves. They've always got to have some sort of external meaning. They can't have that internal thing that means for them. You know, what I realize about being on Semen Retention is that in the end, all we have is our purpose. That's right. In the end, all we have is our purpose. What's going to happen when you lose your house? What's going to happen when you lose your pet? What's going to happen when you lose your girlfriend? What's going to happen when you lose your family? What's going to happen when you lose this and that, this and that, this and that? What are you going to have when you lose everything that is outside of you? Are you going to be able to survive? Like what have you got going on for yourself? The thing is that people will rush into a relationship. They'll rush into an escape. They will rush into their next project. They'll rush into their next job. But are they moving in alignment with their purpose? For me, I know my purpose has always been music. If you're new to my channel, I've basically been playing music since I was 5 years old, but I made it my mission when I was about 12 or 15 years old. Around that age is when I became obsessed with music. Is it an industry where you earn heaps of money? No, it is not. Can you earn good money? Yes, you can. If you're Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, sure. But at what cost? I mean, everyone knows who you are. You do extensive tourings. There's always some sort of sacrifice to be made in the pursuit of wealth and money. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they are very satisfied being successful musicians because it's their purpose. Do you think that they're gonna be crying about some relationship that goes awry? I mean, we don't really hear much about Ed Sheeran's relationships and whatnot. But I guess we all know a lot about Taylor Swift just because, you know, it's been in the news and all that kind of stuff. But has it stopped her from releasing albums? No. Has it stopped her from being a billionaire? I don't think so. Why? Because she has a purpose. Does that intimidate you guys? Does that intimidate you when a woman has a purpose? Oh, I hope not. Look, you got to be inspired by anyone that is on the same kind of path as you. So if you're a musician, you should be inspired by other musicians. They can be billionaires like Taylor Swift, or they could even just be local heroes. Or they could just be some random person, you know, that you meet, like an artist, or I don't know, like who knows, maybe a barista inspires you. I don't know. The point is that you, on your purpose, and walking down that straight line towards your goals, towards, just there is no location when you are on your purpose. You are just moving in the flow of the universe. You have no trajectory that can be measured. Yes, it is most likely to be positive and a lot of good things will happen. Is it always going to be an all-time high? Go back to my other video called Semen Retention all-time high and check out that. Is it always going to be an all-time high? No. You're going to go through dips. You're going to have some lows. You're going to have to recalibrate, reassess, redefine yourself. For me, redefining myself as a musician. I've had bands in the past. I've been in bands. I've done that, guys. I've already played that game of being in a group of people that you're mates with and you kind of hang out. You maybe have a bit of a smoke, have a drink, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I pride myself on songs. I like songs. I like songwriting. I like having things I can listen to and be like, wow, that was good. I actually enjoy that more than I enjoy the moments of, getting blazed and getting drunk and, talking dumb with other dudes. I have a worker's mindset. I'm obsessed with my work. I love my work. Okay? So for me, it's important that I finish things, and my creative well, it's still overfilling, guys. It's to the point where it's actually kind of hard to manage this amount of creativity. Financially, I don't know how I'm meant to manage it. I don't know how I'm meant to afford what can I say? About 1/3 of my income goes towards recording music. Okay, so it's just like, it's crazy. But that's only because I have to get it out of me, guys. I'm willing to sacrifice all that money, all that time that I spent working for that money. I'm willing to sacrifice all of that in the name of my purpose, to being a songwriter, to being a person that releases music. So what are you willing to sacrifice? And what are you willing to sacrifice it for? So for me, I know what my purpose is. Do you know what your purpose is? Have you even decided to ever given yourself the chance to really embody your purpose? Like, have you taken the risk? If you look at the world today, ask yourself the question, what do I have to lose in this reality? Like, what do you actually have to lose in this world? There's people in prisons that are living a more luxurious lifestyle than some of these people that are working full-time jobs. So the point is, we've got to align ourselves with what actually matters. Because in the end, you're going to lose those people in your life that you thought cared. Or they're just going to naturally die. That's just what happens. A lot of people are gonna fizzle out of your life, whether you're in control of it or not. And when it comes to the financial side of purpose, there's exponential benefits in, really following what is important to you. So let me give you an analogy. This is my story in regards to being a full-time musician. Only 3 years of progress, and it's led to this. I'm going to give you an analogy. I'm not going to tell you the exact amount of money, okay? Okay, let's say in my first year of being a musician, I wanted to make 2 cookies. And those cookies are representative of money. So I wanted to make 2 cookies. In that first year, I ended up making 3 cookies. So I already surpassed that goal of 2 cookies. So that was very good. In my second year, I ended up making 5 cookies. In my third year, I ended up making 10 cookies. Right? Let's look at this from a percentage wise. I aimed for 2. I got 3. So I made 150% of what I was going for. Okay. In my second year, I ended up making 5 cookies. So it already grew out more. In my third year, I ended up making 10 cookies. So between my second year and my third year of being a full-time musician, I ended up doubling my income. I look at the Excel spreadsheet today and I'm like, damn. I don't even think I've worked. I'm just kidding, I've worked my ass off, bro. But when you're working your ass off on your purpose, you ain't gonna work a day in your life. And the good thing about it, when you're playing this game, when you're on this time, when you're practicing semen retention, bro, but do you think you're gonna be slowing down to amuse the idea of that girl that's hitting on you at the bar? Like, you can see through people very quickly when you're on SR. You know, the Jezebels are out there. They're going to always try and lure you in. I need a high vibrational woman in my life. Otherwise, I ain't need nothing. And the only reason why I need a high vibrational woman in my life is for my own selfish desire to procreate. Otherwise, if I don't get a high vibrational woman in my life, I don't want it. I don't want to procreate. I don't want to bring in another soul into this prison that is going to be an agent of darkness. I only want to breed warriors of light. So, when you're on semen retention and, you know, you're taking things in your stride and you're fully aligned with your purpose, all these benefits will just keep stacking on. You know, your business opportunities are just going to start exploding soon. I mean, seriously, guys, I'm only 30 years old, and in the space of 3 years, it could have been 5 years ago if I started in COVID lockdown. But, you know, it's kind of good that we had all those hiccups along the way, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to evolve the way I did. I wouldn't have been able to have that reflective kind of state where I understood that some of these people in my life were just energy vampires and I had to get rid of them, you know. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, look, I'm gonna tell you this one last thing. Once you start aligning with your purpose, you're just gonna have to let go of all these lower standard kind of beings. And maybe they were your friends, maybe they were co-workers, all that kind of stuff. The reality is, if you're on semen retention, you're gonna be blitzing past people. And you've just got to be comfortable with the idea that everyone that is in your life is temporary. I know. That's scary. Everyone in your life is temporary. Everyone is only there to serve a certain purpose in your evolution as you climb up the spiritual ladder, i.e. ascend into being an enlightened, higher conscious being. So, look, just take that on board. Don't feel the guilt that will weigh you down and hold you back from achieving your highest version of yourself because you are attached to the idea of being with these people. They are just temporary. It is all an illusion. To say it even more bluntly and even more harsh, they don't mean jack shit, brother. They don't mean jack shit, bro. Alright, dude. Catch you on the next video. Peace.